Hi everyone, let's talk Wonder Woman makeup. So, as soon as I saw Wonder Woman, well, first of all, I really enjoyed the movie. I've also read Jill Lepore's book on the secret history of Wonder Woman, and if you haven't read it, I highly recommend it. It is a pretty accessible book for most people, I think it'll be. It's not super easy, but it's a really good book that kind of gives you the background on Marston, the guy who created Wonder Woman, and the women in his life. So I won't spoil it, but I do want to, I really was fascinated by the way they did Gal Gadot's makeup in Wonder Woman. And I'm not a huge fan of Gal Gadot herself. If you're not familiar with the controversial things she said, you can go look it up. It's politics, so I'm not going to get into it today. But I'm looking down at a piece of paper because her makeup artist in the movie actually spelled out for us everything that she did for Gal Gadot to be transformed into Wonder Woman, her makeup. So I really wanted to do my version of it. Most of the products that the makeup artist used on her are not cruelty free, and for anybody that's interested, it's her instructions were published on War Paint, and I'll put the link down below in the description box. But I want to go through, or I've gone through kind of the steps that the makeup artist took to create the look, and I've put my own spin on it. And I'm making this a totally cruelty-free makeup look. Now, it's not going to be exactly, obviously, the makeup that was used on Gal Gadot. I'm trying to approximate the look as much as possible, while keeping in mind the needs of my skin. Right, for example, they kind of went for a more glowy, slightly more glowy look on her, and some of this stuff I would not be able to do because I have very oily skin. So I'll walk you through some of the things that the makeup artist used, and I'll give you my cruelty-free alternatives. I've also didn't go out and purchase anything. There were a few things in here that are cruelty-free, but I don't have them in my collection. So I did not go out and purchase anything new for this. These were all just using things that I currently have in my makeup collection that are cruelty-free to try to recreate Wonder Woman's makeup. So let's get started. I will be looking down at my cheat sheet here, but the makeup artist did use some skincare on Wonder Woman. So I've already done my skincare today, and I won't go too much over that because I think that's kind of more personal. You know, use the things that you know work for you. So next up, she did use lip balm on her, and so I have gone ahead and used a little bit of Lip Smacker lip balm. This is the Winnie the Pooh one. Just applied a little bit on my lips, and then she used a face primer on her. So she used Smashbox on her, but I'm going to go ahead and use the Geller Spackle makeup primer. This is not a silicone based primer, but it's one that does work a bit on my skin, and it's one of the few like not mattifying primers that actually works on my skin. Now, I don't see on here her having used any eye primer. Next up, she went in with foundation. So the makeup artist used the Armani Luminous Skin Foundation in the shade 7, and she mixed in Chanel Vita Lumiere foundation in the shade 30 or 40. So I'm going to not mix in foundations. I'm going to go in with the Sonia Kashuk. The foundations that the makeup artist, and the mixture of foundations that the makeup artist used were kind of glowy. So I can't do something too glowy, but something that does give me a kind of satin finish is the Sonia Kashuk foundation. It's the Soft Focus Satin Matte foundation, and mine is in the shade 5 Bamboo. So let's see how good or bad of a shade match this is for me, because I haven't worn this in a little bit. So I'm putting 2 pumps on my hand and dotting that all over my face. So let me know down below if you saw Wonder Woman. I really liked it, especially the first third of the movie in which we're seeing the Amazons. That was my favorite part because it was just a kick-ass kind of origin tale. Really, really enjoyed it. And I am kind of following the steps used by the makeup artist, although normally foundation is like the last step that I do. It's not the first step. But there we go. I'm going to use a little bit more, pump a little bit more into my hand so that I can put that on my cheeks, which is where I have my acne scarring. And this will just help give it a little bit more coverage there. So next up, the Sarah, Gal Gadot's makeup artist, went in with the Bobbi Brown corrector. That one is cruelty free. So let me see. She used Bobbi Brown corrector in light to medium bisque. I don't have that particular corrector, so I'm going in with my Tarte Cosmetics Colored Clay CC Under Eye Corrector in the color Medium Tan. This is a really good one for me. It is not too dry, like it is not one that I have to like warm up with my fingers, and it is one that works to correct my under eye circles, and I have really heavy under eye circles, so I do typically use corrector. Next up, she used another cruelty-free product, and it's the Bare Minerals Bare Skin, let's see, what is it, Complete Coverage Serum Concealer in medium gold. So that is not a concealer that I currently own, although now I really wish I did. But I'm going in with the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer Corrector. Mine's in the color Medium Tawny. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on my under eye. Now, Wonder Woman's makeup in the movie was not super highlighted. Like, she didn't have that super highlighted look. So I'm not doing the whole like triangle, highlight there. So now I'm going to go in. I'm going in with Milani Make It Last setting spray, and I'm putting that on my beauty blender just to blend out that concealer, because this will give me a much more like natural blend on the concealer. No setting, no under eye setting powder was used on Gal Gadot's makeup. So I'm going to go in with the next bit, which was a face concealer. I actually don't like using face concealer. A makeup artist used Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place High Coverage Concealer. So I'm going to skip that step because I don't have a huge need to go in and conceal lots of different parts of my face. But next up, the makeup artist went in with Cream Contour and Cream Blush. So she used the Tom Ford Shade Illuminate in Intensity 2. I'm going in with my Laura Mercier Cream Contour palette, which I really like. And I'm grabbing the color Contour Deep number 3, which is the darkest one in this palette. And I am applying it in the hollows of my cheek and blending out of it. She doesn't have a very sharp contour in the movie, Wonder Woman does, so I'm not going for a sharp contour. I'm just going for basically a shadow there, because she does have kind of a very natural shadowy look there. And I did a better job on the other side, but that should be good. So next up, the blush that was used in the film was the Smashbox LA Lights Blendable Lip and Cheek Color in Venice Beach Bronze. I am going to go in with a different one. I'm going to use the Doll 10 Hydra Gel Cream Balm Kiss on the Cheek Doll 10. And this is just a kind of neutrally pink color. Now, I believe, and let me just double check, that all of these cream products, the makeup artist went in and used her fingers with them. So I don't like doing that with my contour. I've never done it with my contour, but I'm going to go ahead and try it with the blush. Apply just a little bit. I'm not going to apply too much. Her cheeks, Wonder Woman's cheeks in the movie are not super pink. It doesn't even look like she has a ton of blush. It looks much more kind of natural, kind of shadows there. So I'm just applying a little bit there. And then I'm going in with the powder blush, which the makeup artist used the Stila Convertible Color Dual Lip and Cheek Cream and Lilium. I believe it's Lilium. I'm going to go in with a powder blush because that's just what works for me and what will help keep blush on my face. So I'm going in with the Tarte Cosmetics Amazonian Colored Clay Bronzer Blush, and I really wanted to do something that was going to be a little not so pinky, that was going to have that kind of brown in it, so that my cheeks could look more the way that Wonder Woman's did in the movie, which is a little bit of something there but not too much. So I'm going in with this. Not usually I go in and I try to like grab that pink colors. I'm not doing that so much this time. I'm just applying a bit of color on my cheeks. So that is it. So next up, the makeup artist applied some highlighter. She used the Armani Fluid Sheer Highlighter in the shade 1. I don't have that one. It's not cruelty free. So I'm going to go in with my Becca Cosmetics Shimmery Skin Perfector in Opal. And this is a little sample that came in a kit. So I'm going to dot it. And then kind of blend it out with my fingers. So it's not a kind of over the top highlight. It's just kind of a nice, that's a nice kind of glow there to my skin. So I am not big on the highlight. But Wonder Woman's skin was radiant in the movie. So next up, she went in with the Daniel Sandler Invisible Blotting Powder. So this is powder. She says she doesn't like doing really heavy makeup, or at least didn't for Wonder Woman. So I am going to go in with the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores because this is a really nice powder. It's good and it does help with the pores. So I'm going to go in. It has this little puff in there, which I don't normally use very much, but I'll do that today because, and see, I might have to go in with a little more highlight there because this is kind of a really great powder for those of us with pores and with more oily skin. I like this for my skin. I find that it does help keep my makeup in place and helps my oils from peeking through too much. But we don't want to get rid of all the highlights, so I'm trying to put it all over my face but focus it in on kind of the trouble spots for me, which will be my T-zone, although I am super oily. I have very oily skin, not just in my T-zone, it's all over. I think the only part of my face that isn't oily is my under eye, which actually reminds me to go in with this powder in my under eye. Make sure I get some in there because this is the one section that gets super dry. Okay, there we go. So next up, our brows. And for Wonder Woman, they went in with the Daniel, no, that was the other one, sorry, with a beautiful brows powder in dark brown, and then with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. So for brows, I'm going to do something a little bit different because I don't want to go in to my brows with powder. I haven't done powder in a long time, so I have a feeling I would just screw it up. So I'm going to go in with the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and mine is in the color dark brown. Now Gal Gadot has very kind of bushy, natural brows, so I don't think they had to go in and do much with her other than probably just give her more definition and make the brows more defined. So that's all I'm going to do with mine, since I also have quite a bit of hair on my eyebrows. I'm just going to go in and do what I normally do on my brows, which is just fill in where necessary and define them. I'm not having the best brow day today, I will note, but it'll have to do. So I don't want to give any spoilers on here while I do this, but what was your favorite part of the movie? And what did you think of the ending? I actually really enjoyed the fact that they kind of changed the setting of Wonder Woman's origins in the comic books. And just because she was created, you know, during World War II, the setting, they always have her fighting the Nazis. But the movie is set in World War I. And so it gives it a kind of different dimension, and I think World War I was a better setting for the message of the movie, right? For what they have Wonder Woman stand for, which is everything that she should stand for. Okay, that I think we'll have to do for my eyebrows. So I'm going to go in now with the one product that makeup artist used and that I actually own. So that is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Gel. Mine, you can see the name is kind of wearing off. So it is well used, well loved. It works. It just works. It's a little bit pricier because it is Anastasia Beverly Hills, but it is a gel that works to keep my brows put, and it is something that I need on my eyebrows because I have very unruly eyebrows that end up going all over the place during the day. So finally the face is basically done here, and we're going in now with the eye look. So the actual shadow that makeup artist went in with was the, where is it? The Shiseido Shimmering Cream Eye Color in BR306 leather. That was to highlight under the brow bone, and then she went in with Chanel Ombre Essential Soft Touch Eyeshadow and Ivory. Sorry, that's the one to highlight. The Shiseido Shimmering Eye Color was all over the lid. She just used a tiny amount under the eyelash as well. So I'm going to go in with Charlotte Tilbury. My Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize Cream Shadow in the color Mona Lisa, which is a kind of darker shadow, but when you apply it and blend it out, I think it'll give us a similar look to what Wonder Woman had in the movie. Right? Okay, so I'm going to go in and apply it with my finger to start off with. And then I'm going to go blend it up. I'm going to apply it all over the lid with my finger. And then I'm going in with a brush. Let me find a good brush for this. I'm going in with the It Cosmetics Brushes for Ulta Airbrush Shadow Brush. And I'm just going to blend this up a bit because Wonder Woman did clearly have some eyeshadow in her crease. These Charlotte Tilbury shadows were kind of pricey, but I bought myself a couple of them as a graduation present. So I have them. So see, when you blend it out, it does kind of give, these are kind of nice for one shadow looks. So I think it gives you a nice like effect on there. Hopefully that's visible on camera. But then I'm going to go in and apply some more of this color with my finger to kind of intensify the lid color. But that actually is not bad. So that's the lid color. I'm going to go in with my Too Faced Chocolate Bar palette for that kind of shimmery brow bone color. So I'm going in the color, mine came with this thing, it's Champagne Truffle. So I'm going in with Champagne Truffle down here. that highlight look that they used on Wonder Woman. So see, I'm putting it primarily in my under my brow bone, but then putting just a tiny bit down here. Okay, so she did put a little bit of shadow in her under eye, so I'm gonna go in with kind of a smaller brush and blend that in my lower lash line. And I'll do the other eye. Okay, next up is eyeliner, and the eyeliners used were the Elizabeth Arden Smoky Eyes Pencil in Espresso. So, and then she did go and did the eyeliner on top with the NARS Eye Paint in Black Valley. So I'm not going to use either one of those. I'm going to use my Tarte eyeliners, but in the lower lash line, she just went in with the pencil and just did the outer corner and applied a small amount of this. Then on the lash line, she did take that gel liner and with a gel liner brush and applied a line in the inner corner just to make it a little bit thicker, and made it a little bit thicker as she got to the outer eye. So we're going to go ahead and try that. I'm going to go in with the inner rim, Tarte inner rim liner to do that little bit on the lower lash line. And just in the outer corner. And then I'm going in with the Tarte Colored Clay eyeliner in black and apply that on the upper lash line, starting up in the corner and then making it thicker on the outer corner. But before I forget to do the other eye, I'm going to go in with this guy. So here's the Colored Clay, and I'm going to need to go in with my little mirror so I can do this a little bit more precisely. Alright, so I just went in with the Too Faced Pretty Rebel palette, and I used the black shadow in here, this Miss Sparkles in the corner, which is the black shadow that I've been panning and trying to use up for like forever. So another thing that she did use that was cruelty free was the It Cosmetics Tight Line mascara, and I used to own that. I really like it, but I don't currently own it, so I'm not going to go in with that. She also used the Chanel Inimitable Waterproof Mascara in black. So for mascara, I'm going to go in with different options. On my lower lash line, I'm going to use the Wet n Wild MegaSlim Skinny Mascara, which is actually, I'm on the fence about that one, but that's what I'm going to use. And then on my upper lashes, I'm going to use the Too Faced Better Than Sex Mascara, which in like a little sample size. So as you can see, my eyelashes don't need a whole lot. And Gal Gadot's eyes in the movie, by the way, were just, they're very good. I think she did a good job of portraying the kind of innocence of Wonder Woman, having never left the Amazons, but at the same time not making her like an idiot, right? Like Wonder Woman is not an idiot. She just hasn't been into the outside world. And she can, of course, kick major ass. Alright, so next up, lipstick. And they went in with the Perricone MD No Lipstick lipstick. So it's just a really natural lip. She didn't have like a red lip in the film. Her makeup was just very natural, accentuated her features without, without distracting, right? Unless you're a makeup addict, most people probably did not pay attention to her makeup, and so her lipstick then had to be very natural. I'm gonna go in with the Too Faced Sweet Maple lipstick, and using that because that'll give me the same kind of natural lip, though not exact. So there we go. Okay, so I don't know exactly where my camera just shut off, but I'm going in with the Beauty Bakerie bronzer, and I'm not making my face super contoury because Wonder Woman's was not super contoury. I'm just applying this kind of very natural bronzer all over my face just to give it definition and to give it color. And that is it. Oh my god. So what do you guys think? I don't have any a whole lot of the Wonder Woman accessories. I want to kind of buy the headband, but that'll be for a later purchase. I am wearing the Wonder Woman shirt from Target. But let me know what you think of the look. Like I said, I know it's not gonna look exactly the same, have a different face than Gal Gadot, of course. I was really inspired by the movie and by the makeup they did on her in the movie, and wanted to at least attempt to recreate it with all cruelty-free products. So let me know what you think down below. Let me know what you think of the movie, or if you still haven't seen it, which I do recommend you go see it. But that is it for me, and I'll see you in the next one.